good afternoon, good morning, good night from your favorite cowboy, the Crypto Abstract. How's everybody feeling? For those that don't know me, I'm a crypto educator. I've taught thousands of people in the crypto community how to make money, how to use crypto in your everyday life, how to really understand the world of crypto. I mean, this world is always changing, and I've literally dedicated 5 years just to cryptocurrency, just to teach people this market because it's always changing. And for those that don't know, I created a community on Discord called the Inner Circle Discord, which is a community of about 469 members at this moment. It's a community where people can come together, people can learn crypto together, and also just win together. Really, sometimes people don't have a place to go to learn crypto, and that is what the crypto inner circle is for. And until January 31st, you have until January 31st to mint a lifetime access NFT. The lifetime access NFT is going to grant you literally lifetime access to the inner circle, and it's a one-time thing. And basically, it'll grant you lifetime access, and you'll be able to always be locked in into the community. So you have until January 31st if you want to lock in and get the lifetime access for the Inner Circle Discord, the place where I give exclusive calls, market updates. It's a place where I'm really just trying to keep growing it. I'm also building a tutorial catalog for the Inner Circle, so a place where people can literally learn. If you want to learn crypto, if you want to learn how to use MetaMask, if you want to learn how to use Phantom Wallet, if you want to understand the chain. So I'm building that catalog. That should be out soon, and really just a place for everyone to grow. So hey, let's jump right into it. All right. We got Bitcoin over here looking very, 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 very good. Very, 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 very good. This is the kind of price action I like in Bitcoin. So yesterday, we actually touched on the support that Bitcoin has been holding over here and over here, which is the top half of the range, and it's now using the middle of the range as a support, and it's actually holding really well. I'm quite impressed with what Bitcoin has been doing. Amazing shit that it's been holding this well, and facing a little bit of resistance here at the top of the range. I think it's kind of funny that I drew this out like about a week ago, and what are the odds that the price of Bitcoin actually hits the top of this range? It's quite interesting. But one thing that I want you guys to understand about Bitcoin, right? Just aside from just the price action and everything, I mean, Bitcoin has literally been holding so well, and there's so many people, right? So many institutions that are flooding into Bitcoin. I mean, we've literally seen, MicroStrategy, buying, they have 450,000 Bitcoin at this point. It's not even a joke at this point, right? So then you got to think, if MicroStrategy has 450,000 Bitcoin, you got to think, who else wants to get involved? What about when Trump has his Bitcoin reserve? What about Apple? What about Google? What about Warren Buffett? These are people who have serious money. I mean, we all know that Elon Musk already has bought in, right, to Bitcoin. About 3 years ago, he bought in. But we're really seeing a lot of institutional interest, because when you have, say, a reserve, right? Once you get a reserve in the United States, it kind of forces other people to now start to reconsider. I remember about I think it was like 4 months ago, Microsoft and the board were voting on whether or not they wanted to introduce Bitcoin, as a holding in the company. And I find it very interesting that they voted no. And that seems to be a big, big, big mistake, because now the way the market is playing out now, it almost seems like it was a no-brainer to get in. But I feel like the people, the general consensus, I talk to a lot of people every day, people who are not into crypto, and I just feel like the general consensus with people is that Bitcoin is still the wild, wild west. Bitcoin is still something that is very weird, very, very volatile. It moves too fast. But also, last year and the year before, I mean, you guys were all looking at the same stock market as me. I mean, the stock market was absolutely moving like cryptocurrencies. I mean, look at Lucid stock. I mean, let's look at Lucid stock right quick. And then people try to talk shit about Bitcoin, right? Look at this. Look at this. People try to talk shit about Bitcoin that it's too volatile. Folks, Lucid is down 97% from all-time high from 2021. This is what cryptocurrency, some shitcoins be looking like. This looks like a shitcoin. Now, I actually believe in this, that I think that it will eventually recover and, eventually bring people good money after this company becomes profitable. But the point is that people love to say that Bitcoin is too volatile, it moves too fast. But the reality is that in any market, things move. There's going to be times that things move very fast, and there's going to be times where there's a lot of appreciation. I just think people need to learn how to, I guess, respect the pump and respect the dump and understand the technology behind it, right? So let me show you guys something over here. Okay, so when people like to say, when people like to say, but Bitcoin's too volatile, folks, this is the most valuable things in the world by market cap. Okay, gold is over here at 18.548 trillion. We have Apple, 3.45 trillion. Nvidia, 3 trillion, Amazon, Google, and then what is number 7? The good old BTC. Okay, the good old BTC is number 7 at 2.095 trillion. And if I had to bet, if I was a betting man here, I would bet that Bitcoin is going to be the second biggest asset in the world. Because for Bitcoin to be the second biggest asset in the world would only take it a double up from here, which would price it at about 210K. The craziest thing about this all, right? This is the craziest thing about this all, is that, in the bull run, if we were to look at estimates, right, and like I've shown you guys in the past on the Fibonacci retracements, you can obviously see that 210K is actually very possible in this bull run, right? So then you start to think, and this is why buying Bitcoin is worth it, because you have to start thinking now. If Bitcoin reaches 210K this bull run, it will now be the second biggest asset in the world. Okay, so when people love to talk crap about Bitcoin, but when someone tells you, Bitcoin's Wild Wild West, all you have to tell them is, my friend, Bitcoin is the 7th most valuable thing on this planet right now. It came from nothing. Just like Cat Williams said in that one stand-up that one time. He was like, it turned to nothing into something. So it went from nothing into something, right? And that something now is number 7 in the world. So I just feel like people like to shit on it, but also what people are really doing is hurting their own wealth. Because when you have something like this that can potentially be the number 2 in the world and you're still dogging on it, I mean, my friend, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because this is money that could change your life. That's the same people that talk shit about Bitcoin at $15,000, $3,000, $2,000. It's like Bitcoin is at $105,000, and people are still gonna be like, oh no, $105,000. Oh no, it's gonna go back down 50. Like, you guys are like, not you guys, right? But like, people are still saying that. Like, people are still saying that Bitcoin's gonna go to keep dumping. Like, come on, guys. Like, Bitcoin's at $105,000 right now, 2.095 trillion in market cap, and it's the 7th most valuable thing on the planet. One would have to assume that it can overtake an Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, because this technology is the first of its kind. Okay, it's not like before where we had, we had the launch of an iPhone and the, chips, for computers and Microsoft, with the software, Amazon, Google. But now you have Bitcoin. That's a technology that's never existed before. There is a huge narrative that would make me believe, and many others, and many whales now, many billionaires now, hopping in this because they already know that this has never existed before. So why would other companies who have been around for a while, some not innovating anymore, to be honest with you. Apple, honestly, that's why Apple's in a downtrend, because to be honest with you, Apple is the number one company in the world, but not really innovating anymore like it used to. That's why you see Nvidia pushing up so much, because Nvidia is innovating with chips, innovating with computers. Like, people need Nvidia. Without Nvidia, technology won't go forward. So the fact that Bitcoin is one of the biggest innovations of our lifetime, more more technically than a computer, because Bitcoin at the end of the day is programmable money. It's money that nobody can take from you when you have it in a wallet, right? And this is why I always tell people, hey man, get yourself a ledger. Go get yourself a ledger so that you are, you can protect your money, right? You can have your money in that ledger. No one could touch it. Not the government could touch it. And you always, it's really financial freedom at the end of the day, right? That to me is what Bitcoin is. It's financial freedom, and that's why it's financial freedom, because you can have something that no one can take from you, right? Leo Perez in the chat said it's made it this far and it's still here. It's not going anywhere. And my friend, you hit it right on the nail, man. That's exactly what I believe, and I think that's what many Bitcoiners believe, and that's why Bitcoin has made it this far. Because at this point, when you're this big, and I keep hearing, people love saying about Bitcoin that, oh, it's like Beanie Babies, or the tulip craze in the early 1900s. Oh, everyone's going crazy over it now, but where will it be in 10 years? Everyone will just forget about it. But the thing is, the difference between those things, between a Beanie Baby and this, is that this actually is revolutionizing money. It's changing the way we think about money. Whereas before, the way we think about money is very different. Like, this is something that's completely out of the financial system, where somebody can send $3-4 billion across the world in a matter of seconds, right? So someone can send $1 billion across the world in a matter of seconds. And then, people like to argue but gold, right? Gold, gold is the number one in the world. It's been used for millenniums, and everyone knows what gold is, and the properties gold has, and the products that the products that is used for gold, right? And then I just, I get it. Gold is what it is, right? Gold is gold at the end of the day. But the only thing that I just feel like is that, and this is the argument that we see a lot of, like, Peter Schiffs of the world. We see arguing with people about gold and Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin's worth nothing, right? And the reality is too is that, like, gold, you have to store it. Gold can get stolen. The government has once confiscated gold from the people. Something to think about, right? Um, Gold used to be back with the dollar, the gold standard. They took that. Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. Now we have money that technically is not worth anything. It's literally just a piece of paper that me and you believe that it has value, and that me and you trade with it, right? Because we need to pay bills. You want to purchase something, you're not going to go into a store and purchase something in gold. But you might, not that you might, but you will be able to purchase something in dollars. But the reality is that dollars actually don't have value, right? So let me show you something actually talking about the gold standard. Okay, let me pull something up for you guys. 1971. Okay. So this is a really interesting website, and it pertains to Bitcoin, pertains to gold, and why gold, um, why the money has no value, and why Bitcoin will continue going up, and why Bitcoin is always programmed to go up. Okay, so this is a website called What the Fuck Happened in 1971. Anybody could go look at it. So if anybody wants to look at the website, it's WTF happened in 1971.com, right? And basically, this website, all it's showing you is that after the gold standard was removed, basically all the crazy stuff that we see, the detrimental stuff that we see in our world that we live in today, right? So let me show. Right. So this is every single chart after 1970. Every statistic after 1971. So this one is a very interesting one that I find. America has become a nation of dual income working couples. Okay, so in 1971, 38% of men were the only husbands were the only one working in a household. After the gold standard was removed, now it's only 21%. Okay, 47% of spouses both worked. Now it's 66. Wife only working used to be 2%. Now it's 7%. Okay, and also the price of everything skyrocketed after 1971. Everything was flatlined until 1971, and then everything moonshotted because we're working for a currency that they print on the back end. The government, the Fed prints it, and you're working for it, right? So that's something to understand. You're working for something, but they just print it, right? So all like things like house prices, inequality, right? How long it takes to save for a house, moonshotted, okay? Home value versus income change. This is the like, bro, this is insane. Like, this is the prices of homes after 1971. See how it went parabolic after 1971? And look at income change. Didn't go parabolic. You see what I'm trying to get at? Like, the problem the problem I see is that, like I keep saying, the dollar doesn't actually have value. So people are working for something that doesn't have value. They save it in their bank account. It's never going to grow. And then you have inflation, which is 2 to 3% every year. So year after year, every single year, you will be losing 2 to 3% of your buying power. Now, yeah, if you have $100,000 in the bank, yeah, it's still going to say $100,000 next year. But in reality, you really only have 98,000 because you lost 2% to inflation year after year. So this is why really, really wealthy people only hold on to cash when they are ready to deploy it, or when they feel as though there is very big uncertainty in the risk asset market, which is like stocks, crypto, etc. Right? So, like I keep saying, money is designed to go to zero. Your dollar, Brazil's dollar, Europe's dollar, British pound, the euro, all of these currencies are designed to go to zero, and they will all go to zero because the two oldest currencies in the world are the dollar and the British pound. Okay, if you look at the value of the dollar, okay, if you look at the value of the dollar from all the way in its inception to now, the dollar is down about 99%. Okay, that's why a watermelon cost, a watermelon back in its back in the day cost 2 cents, and now a watermelon at a supermarket easily costs $3, right? $4. I'm just naming prices here, right? But you get the gist. And this is why I always stress that, like, this is why Bitcoin is programmed to go to the moon. because the dollar is losing value. So if the dollar continues to lose value, which it will, because we are off of the gold standard, things will go up. And that's why I like to tell people too, like homeowners, I like to tell people, it's not that your house went up in value. It's that the dollar went down in value. And the dollar continues to go down in value. Because if today, if the government were to announce, which they won't, right? Obviously, because we're too far ahead, we're too far gone. But if the government today would be like, hey, we're going to implement the gold standard today, everything will go down in price. Houses will go down in price. Food will come down in price. Everything will come down in price. Why? Because the dollar is gaining so much value now, things have to come down in price. If you guys kind of catch my drift, if anyone's having trouble, understanding, feel free to write in the chat, and I'll happily answer the question. But like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, the dollar is losing value, so that's why everything goes up in price. Okay, and that's why Bitcoin continues year after year, continues to gain so much momentum, and that's why a Bitcoin maxi would tell you, hey man, Bitcoin is definitely going to $1 million. And I believe that, because the way that our system is going right now, I mean, when you look at something like the S&P 500, how does this make any kind of sense? Like, think about it for a second here, guys. How does this make any kind of sense? Like, look at this. This is 1971. Okay? Like, hold on. I can't even fit the chart. That's how parabolic it is. Hold on. Let's fit this chart over here so you guys can see. This is right here. This is 1971. How does this make any kind of sense? Like, bro, it makes no kind of sense. Like, do you guys see what I'm talking about here? Like, is this sustainable? Like, how, like, they say, right, every great empire ends at some point, right? The fall of Rome, like every great empire ends. But, and I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer here or be like negative, but at some point we do have to think, how sustainable is this? For something, because in life, what goes up must come down, and what goes down will probably most likely go up. But it's that thing. It's gravity. If something goes up, it has to come down. So I just think, like, at some point, this could be the fall of, not to be that guy, conspiracy or speculator, but, I just like to speculate sometimes, but this could be the fall of what we call, the world we live in, right? When you look at stuff like this, right? A chart that is up a 60x, right? 60x from 1971, but that's because we removed the dollar from the gold standard. So it's a very, very troubling chart when we really look at it. But that's, and it's just that thing I'm trying to get at, guys, is that, the whole thing I'm trying to get at with you guys right now is that the dollar's designed to go to zero. And once you get that through your mind and fully comprehend what I'm trying to say, then you will start to rewire your brain to start to see that, wow, the dollar really is worth nothing. And that's why the rich keep buying the S&P 500, and that's why they keep buying these huge companies. They don't care what price it's at, because it will always go up. That's why somebody will tell you, oh man, hey, just put your money in the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P 500. It's always going to go up. You're always going to make money, right? But they don't understand why they're saying that. But it's because the dollar has no value. It just continues to go down. And the more that it goes down, the more all this shit goes up. And then the sucky part, I get, not for us, like if you're watching this and you live in America, not really for us, because our dollar is, the currency of the world, right? But for other nations and other countries, it really sucks for them, because we suck all the liquidity out of their markets. And when you guys have time, I want you guys to go on YouTube, right? And I want you guys to search up something called the dollar milkshake theory. It's about a 15-minute, 20-minute video, and just basically showing you how the U.S. Government, the U.S. dollar destroys every other economy around the world, because debt is monetized in dollars, right? And when debt is monetized in dollars, say you live in, let's just name any country. A good one is Turkey, right? Why am I gonna mention Turkey here? Turkey lira. This is why I'm gonna, hold on. I could pull up a chart for you guys. Hold on. Turkey. Hold on. Forex. There we go. Lira. Okay. This is sad. This is really sad, okay? I know that like this is going up, but it's actually the opposite of what you think it is, okay? So this is the Turkish lira against the dollar in September of 2017. The Turkish lira was worth about 361 for every dollar. Okay? Now look at where it's at. 35 for every dollar. So that means that that means that the people of Turkey, if they held their currency from 2017, have lost 950% value, right? Hold on. Well, yeah, so the Turkish lira is down 90%. The Turkish lira is literally down 90% from 2017. Okay? Because as this chart goes up, that means that the Turkish lira is losing money against the dollar substantially, right? And this is scary, because what the dollar milkshake theory is trying to represent and the narrative is that let's say Turkey gets a loan, okay, in dollars. When they have to go pay back that loan, they have to pay it back in dollars. But the thing is, they're using their currency to then convert it to dollars, so that they're using their currency to then convert it to dollars to pay back their loan. But the problem is, you have an interest rate on that loan. And when your currency is losing value at this rate, you are now trapped. You see what I'm saying? Like, you are now trapped because your currency lost so much value against the dollar. So when you're trying to pay off this loan, it's not even the interest rate at this point. It's like you're paying 4, 5, 6, 8 times the amount that you actually took initially. So the dollar milkshake theory is literally the dollar taking all the liquidity out of the market, because debt is monetized in dollars. Okay? And the sad, it's actually extremely sad. I mean, we don't, in America, we don't really think about these things, right? That, like, because we have a dollar and we don't worry about turmoil in our currency. But like, the dollar is very strong right now. It's almost as strong as it was in the year 2000. The dollar is very, very strong. Now, eventually, the dollar will take a hit, because currencies all go to hell anyway. But that is what I'm trying to get at with you guys, is that the reality is you never want to actually be holding currency unless you're trying to deploy capital into something. What you really want to be doing is you want to have assets that are going to give you dollars exponentially, so that you can then go buy more assets, because assets always have more value than a paper dollar. That's why somebody would tell you God doesn't make any more land. Always buy property, because God doesn't make any more of it. There's utility for land. Land, you can grow something on it. It can be a farm. It can be rented. It can be, you can build a racetrack on your property. Like there's utility for property. Whereas a dollar is just a piece of paper. Now the dollar's utility is so that you can then go and buy that property. But you see what I'm trying to get at, guys? It's like I'm trying to like try to help you guys rewire your brain a little bit to understand that like dollars is just what you use to get what you need. Okay. Papa Johnny said everyone should have some physical gold holdings. Too important as a safeguard against if anything were to happen. I mean, I agree, man. I mean, why not, man? I mean, gold has been, gold has been the biggest asset in the world since the beginning of time, basically, right? The only thing, like I say, right, the argument between gold and Bitcoin is that gold is, it can be stolen, it can be lost, the government can confiscate it away from you, whereas Bitcoin can never be confiscated from you, right? But hey, at the end of the day, I'm all with you on that, man. Gold is the way. At the end of the day, people should hold gold. One thing I do want to mention about gold, though, right, about the Bitcoin and gold argument that some people do argue, is that gold is not as liquid as people think. When you have to go and sell gold, there's a spread on it, right? Whereas Bitcoin, you can sell it instantly and have that cash instantly, right? Whereas gold, you have to transport it. If you have too much gold, now you have to pay for storage. So now there's a cost of operation here. There's a cost of storage. Whereas Bitcoin, there is no cost to store it. When you store Bitcoin, it's there. You're not paying rent to it, nothing. When you're holding gold, depending on how much gold you're holding, right now, that's why the government, the Fort Knox and, holding gold and the gold reserves, they have to have people protecting that gold. So now there's a cost to protect the gold. Whereas Bitcoin, there is no cost to protect it. The cost, I guess, is to buy a little wallet and $150 and to store it, But look, the last thing I wanted to touch on today, I'm gonna get away from the gold conversation right now, but the last thing I wanted to touch on today really is never buy the green candles, which is the topic of this video, right? And I know I didn't really touch too much on what the why you should never buy a green candle, but ultimately, you never buy the green candle because the green candle is emotions. The green candle, okay, this is a good one. Hold on. Never chase the green candle. Okay, so this is Solana. I'm just using Solana as an example here on November 21st, 2024. Okay, you never chase the green candle. Okay, what you chase is the red candles. And the reason why I say that is because the green candle is emotions, people FOMOing. You should never be FOMOing into anything. And this is something actually that I've used recently in meme coins that's helped me a ton with my meme coin game, is stop chasing the green candle and rewiring your brain to buy the bottom of a candle, right? So like this is like a coin actually I bought today. I'm not saying for anybody to buy this. Like I said yesterday with that other coin, that's why I told you not to buy it, because it went down. But rewiring your brain to buy the bottom of candles. Like today, I saw this chart. I saw that it was dipping. I bought right here. Now I am up 3 times my amount because I decided to buy the bottom, buy the red candle, whereas buying the green candle, right? Buying the green candles for the most part will always get you wrecked. And once you rewire your brain to start buying red candles, then you will see substantial gains in your portfolio. Okay, you have to buy when everyone's in fear, everyone is shitting the bed, everyone is scared. You got to be buying the reds. You can't be buying the greens, because now if Solana goes back down here, you're gonna feel like shit. Okay, so like I keep saying, don't ever chase the green candle. Let the candles come to you. Okay, don't ever chase the green candle. Okay. And folks, I really appreciate all you guys for showing up, man. I mean, you guys show up, show support. It means a lot. I'm going to be here, of course, tomorrow. I'm back here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. For real. I really appreciate you guys all for showing up. And I'll see you guys in the Inner Circle Discord. And let's keep making this magic, man. Let's keep doing this magic. And one thing I do want to say before I leave is shout out to Ross Ulrich, Silk Road founder. Shout out to him, man. He ended up getting pardoned, and I believe that everyone deserves a second chance, man. Guy's a Bitcoin hero, man, and the guy, I know he's controversial, but he's the first person to use Bitcoin on a large scale. Hey, man, I appreciate all you guys for showing up. God bless you, and keep winning, and stay positive through it all. Peace.